Well, it's been a great honor and a pleasure, but the truth of the matter is we do owe it to you, Alex, and I certainly owe it to the American public that's been listening to the alternative media since, God knows when, 2001, and you all have done a phenomenal job. It's not about me and it's not about Alex. It's about a lot more people, and believe it or not, it's the people within the intelligence community and the military. I can't tell you how many times I'm stopped by individuals who recognize my voice, not necessarily my name, who work within the system and are grateful for what we have done, because the civilians who were involved, Bush, Cheney, Rumsfeld, Condoleezza Rice, Steve Hadley, Hillary Clinton, the Wolfowitzes, the neocon Jews, Israel, Dubai, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, will all be implicated in what's happened in 9/11. But what eventually arose from all of this were several factors. One was the emergence of a very unique individual who no one could have predicted. I did not predict that a Trump would arise at a moment when our history required a self-made American entrepreneur, an American-made entrepreneur, not somebody who depended on the kindness of strangers, but somebody who was able to take whatever assets he had and build it into a fortune, which he then dedicated to creating something better for others, namely America. He doesn't need the power. He doesn't need the money. He doesn't need the accolades of any of these Republicans. That's why we are now in the crux of the revolution, as Alex has said. You have all deserved this moment, but we can't stop because the Republican Party has now become the face of the enemy. The Priebus's, the Mitt Romneys, the Jeb Bushes, the Neil Bushes, the Marvin Bushes, the Paul Singers, the Ricketts family, the Hubbard family, all those families who never served our country, but who were able to take and extract our slave labor and our monies in order to aggrandize their fortunes. Now, the irony is many of these companies, particularly the Koch brothers, his father made his fortune, not in America, but under Stalin. So I usually call the Koch brothers, who graduated where I did at MIT, the red babies, because the real fortunes were not made in the American oil fields. They were made under Stalin in the Soviet oil fields, and they're ashamed to talk about that because they're the diaper babies. Unlike us right now, we're in the midst of a revolution where Trump is the spear and the cutting edge to cut into what's called the rules of the party. The rules of the Republican Party are no more rules than fictitious rules that we have in any other institution of fascism. I saw those rules in the Soviet Union, and the more rules they imposed on me when I worked in the Soviet Union, the easier it was for me and others in the intelligence community to take the Soviet Union apart. So the Credentials Committee that's run by men like Sununu, who worked with George Bush Sr. and were also able to alter the election machines because they were MIT software engineers and who were also corrupt in New Hampshire as a governor. These men are trying to reinstate their political legitimacy in a time when a man like Trump, who is backed by the American people, independents, Democrats, Republicans, is saying enough is enough.